been a good week. It's been the transition from game 1 to game 2. You always expect to make a jump. There's just that natural first game mistakes that you're going to see and just getting used to game tempo. So it's partly about getting ready for LSU. It's partly about getting better at being us. And I think our guys have had a good attitude, and I think we're still a ways to go, but we've made good progress so far.
What did you like from your guys in the first game primarily?
Well, the thing that stands out is just the resiliency. I mean, I've never seen a first quarter like that. There were so many self-inflicted wounds. The first try of the game, it's going to be 3 and out, but we line up off sides. Okay, well, that allows them to get the first down, but we drive and we stop on 4th down. We're sitting on the bench getting ready to score a touchdown. We fumble the ball in the end zone. We go out there, we 3 and out them. Great answer to a sudden change. We come back and sit down. We fumble the punt. We go right back out there. We 3 and out them and make them kick a field goal. We run the kickoff back, so we go right back out there. And that's the one they got us, you know what I mean? And whether it's the mental fatigue, the mental stress, all right, we'll give a touchdown. They onside kick and get it. We go right back out there again. So we've played, there's been almost 3 blank drives for our offense in the first quarter where it just vanished. And we go back out there and 3 and out them again. And then you end up in the second quarter, they hit the trick play on us that we know is coming. We don't make the play. And you go 4 snaps on a goal line stand. What's more amazing about that, I think it might have been our 40th or 44th plays of the game, and there was about 10 minutes left in the second quarter. So the fact for us to find the backbone and the spine to hold them out from 12 inches away from our goal line, that says a lot about the character of your kids. And if you have that, there's always going to be things in game 1 that you want to do better and you want to fix. That in game 13 there'll be things that you want to fix. But boy, when you have that as a coach, that makes you awfully proud. And that to me is that speaks a lot about, that's our strength program, the condition that our guys are in. It's just the way that Coach Mullen programs our guys, and that certainly makes it easy to coach defense.
You stopped the run, and Dan said that he thought that Southern's passing game was really good and kind of got y'all in a bind a couple of times. But moving forward, how much are you concerned about the secondary?
No, I think our secondary did a lot of good things in the first game. I'm concerned about every position on our team. There's not anybody that's arrived. There's not anybody that's fully ready to go. And again, it's beating. I'm going to keep saying mistakes aren't all on the secondary. Every pass play is not the secondary's fault. There's a lot of other times that other things are going on. Sometimes it's the linebacker's fault, and sometimes, like 4 plays in that game, there's offensive linemen blocking the linebackers 5 yards downfield in the spot where the pass is being completed. Go watch Richie Brown's interception and see what's happening to Manny Diaz Brown right at the point of attack. There's an offensive lineman with his hands around his ankles 5 yards down from the line of scrimmage, an uncovered lineman. So again, it's easy to pile on the secondary kids, but we're trying to escape that narrative, and it's a new year. You know what I mean? It's a new team. It's a new lease on life, and to find these guys a way to get better every week.
What can Tevez Calhoun add to the secondary this week rather than last week?
Well, Tevez is just there's his physical skill set. His length, his speed, his ability to get hands on wide receivers and do those type of things. But then there's just his experience, his demeanor. He's just one of those guys that is feisty, and everybody on our football team kind of follows his lead. One of those just type of alpha dogs, kind of gets everybody going. So when he's not with us, he's a big miss. The difference between for me getting here and going through spring practice without him, and Market for that matter, and then coming in the first week of 2-a-days, and all of a sudden those guys kept coming to your secondary, we look different. So we look forward to having potentially getting both those guys back on a full-time basis.
With the limited material you have, what do you think of Brendan Harris as a quarterback?
Well, he's a guy that's insanely talented. He can throw. He can make any throw. Throws obviously an outstanding deep ball. But the element that's really frightening about him is his ability to improvise and his ability to run. Certainly, when you play a team like LSU, it's all hands on deck to stop the run. Then they've got outstanding wide receivers, and forever and ever, no matter who's playing quarterback, they're going to push the ball down the field. So you got to do some things coverage-wise. You got to be ready for that. Well, then if you got to worry about stopping the run, you got to worry about all those wide receivers to cover. You can have a situation where all of a sudden there's no one on the quarterback. You know what I mean? And he can get loose and make things happen, extend drives. So, you know, quarterbacks, it's never changed. Quarterbacks that can move the chains with their feet, like the one we have, they're always, you know, it's always kind of the X factor in the game. So we're very weary of that. You know, we have plans for that, but sometimes it's easier to stop than, you know, on a chalkboard than it is on the grass.
The first half last week, I believe you go 9 or 10 passes, passing plays for 10 or more yards. The second half, only 3. Was that just the kids settling in, or was there an adjustment you guys made on defense?
Probably the adjustment was just, you know, just playing better. You know, I mean, just probably doing our stuff a little bit better. The thing that stood out to me is we only gave up 3 plays of 20 yards or more. You know, which is usually a good barometer. The passes of 10 yards or more means we were tackling. That's what I like. I mean, that means when they caught it for 12, they got 13, and they didn't get, you know, 27. One was a trick, one was a long run we gave up, and one was a coverage bust by a backup in the second half on a long pass play. So, you know, again, we take a lot of pride. We can talk about we take a lot of pride in our pass defense and understanding all 11 men's role in getting it done.
Did you do as much substituting during that game as you would like to have had?
No, without a doubt, no. You know, that game was not really, you know, there was probably a 10-minute span there late in the late third, early fourth, where we were kind of a play away from putting them away. And to their credit, they kind of hung in there and battled. That, you know, and there's no doubt that a lot of the credit to what happened in that game goes to Southern Miss. There's no question that they're going to be a much improved football team this year. But we got what we got. You know, and the guys that are game ready were the ones that were ready to play, and the guys saw that. We had been talking about it, been talking to you guys about it, and now what we're hoping is that every week a different guy pops and can exchange and can improve his role. So a guy who went from playing 8 plays can play 18. You know, the guy that went from playing 15 can play 22, and then that's how we start to expand our depth.
What stood out to you about Nick James in his first start?
You know, Nick. You know, David Turner's done an unbelievable job with Nick James on and off the field, and the consensus was that that's the best game that Nick's played for us since he's been here. The encouraging thing about it was the steadiness of his performance. You know, it's so easy for a defensive lineman to flash and make a play, and you can notice all of a sudden a guy pops up. Sometimes they may just not block him. The offense may make a mistake. Boom, a guy pops in there. You know, the famous Clowney play. It was a misassignment by the offense. You know what I mean? Now he happened to, you know, murder the running back, but it was really a mistake by the offense. Everybody notices. That's not always what defines you as playing great on the defensive line. So I think what was really exciting for us was the consistency that Nick played in terms of taking care of his area of responsibility, doing a great job of making us hard to run up the middle of our defense.
How close do you think it is, as you said, he improved on and off the field? How close are you to think we were just discussing his on the field antics rather than off the field? I know he had a personal foul, but how close are we to just viewing him as an on the field player rather than and the other aspects of his game?
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of that is from before I was here, which are things that you may know more than me, and of course what you choose to discuss is up to you. I can tell you what you want to discuss, and you discuss what you want to discuss anyway. So, but I look at it more anyway, just to the guy that it's the standard progression of a college football player. You know, defensive line is it's a player development position. You just don't get good at playing defensive line because of what you did in high school. So, you know, a guy, you know, at this stage, at the amount of time he's been in the program, you know, and I look at some of our young defensive tackles and where they're going to be in 2 or 3 years and the jump that they're going to make. So it's a lot easier for them little ones because, you know, little guys, wide receivers and running backs, they kind of do what they do, you know, all the time. Those defensive linemen, they just got. It's hard to learn now to just be in between 200-300-pound men and treat that as normal. So I'm excited for Nick and his development.
After reviewing the tape, obviously 102 yards rushing allowed and 44 on one play. Obviously a good job. What did you see run defense-wise when you had a chance to watch film?
Well, I think our guys had a better understanding of what we were trying to do in terms of our ability to gap out the run. It's still not the part that I'd fuss about, that there still weren't enough plays made behind the line of scrimmage. And we still don't have that, you know, we're still getting that idea of attacking the line of scrimmage and getting our feet across the line and being able to make plays on the other side of the line of scrimmage. I also think that, again, when they're not running for a lot of yards, there's 2 things about it. Run defense is about gap structure, making sure everybody knows where it's supposed to be, and it's about tackling. And for a game 1, you know, that means that you're generally doing a good job of tackling. You're keeping the ball in front of you. So now it's the challenge is different this week, and you can't be a good defense by doing a lot of good things except that one play. Defense is defined by that 1 or 2 plays. There's no such thing as we were good except for these 3 plays. that is what us offense can have no good plays and have 3 great plays and win the game. Defense can have 70 great plays and those 3 plays lose you the game. So we've got a great challenge with the personnel that they have this week. Of we got to bat 100 against them.